players are in game number 2. And look at that! He's down a game. Perhaps, Andrew, it's time to change your opinion on the Eldrazi-tron. Though it looks like he's doing okay this game. His hand's really good.
Yeah, this looks like a fine start.
Right now, it looks like Andrew has a Death Shadow and a Tasker on the battlefield, and you can see the hand of a Death Shadow, Kolaghan's Command, a Stubborn Denial, and a Snapcaster Mage. For Dan, he has a Thought-Knot Seer, a couple Tron pieces, and an Eldrazi Temple.
That's a key card.
Not a bad card.
But we see, it looks like Dan, this is one of the problems with the Eldrazi-tron decks at times. It looks like his first player has been on turn 3.
Yes.
And his opponent has gotten off to a very strong start.
Well, when you say play, Craig, are you not counting our good friend Expedition map and Relic of Progenitus?
Well, the Relic of Progenitus potentially was stripped away with
the Thoughtseize?
The Thoughtseize.
Yeah, it probably was. Jessup thinking about coming in here with Tasker. Very safe attack. 4/5 can do a 4/4, of course.
Yeah, and that Death Shadow is not big enough to be threatening yet. So potentially Dan will have the time here to deploy 1 or 2 other large threats and take over this game.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. As you saw Jessup play another Death Shadow. They're just 1/1s right now. So nothing too crazy going on there. But he's got Stubborn out at the ready. Musser knows about that. He's going to play a waste. And I'm curious to see how he wants to move forward. Both these players, SCG Tour champions. They've won Opens. Musser looks like he's going to move on to a Mind Stone.
That's the bait card right there.
Yeah, hook him in.
You play it real slow, like.
Wow, he's Stubborn now.
It worked. Just got him on the line.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Reeled him in.
Yeah? I really need this. Please, no. Oh, no. It's counter. Chalice for 1, go. We're going to see a Matter Shaper, it looks like, instead. Yeah. No, he might go to Chalice for 1.
Well, did Jessup have, we just saw his hand. He had the Kolaghan's Command in his hand?
He does have a K command, but he's only got 2 lands.
Sure.
I mean, Matter Shaper is pretty appealing. The Chalice for 1, we know, is a home run in the matchup. Death Shadows right now, they're a 1/1, so a fetch line would make them into 4/4s. Yeah, that's got to be a little scary for Musser. If Jessup draws a fetch here, this game gets a lot more difficult.
Yes.
Guess what he drew?
you just put the jinx right on him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on me. Sorry about that, Dan. I think you drew a Scalding Tarn.
Yeah, and this is a great line. He can attack with everyone. Try to trade a Death Shadow with the Thought-Knot Seer. Post-combat, use the Kolaghan's Command to destroy the Chalice and rebuy the Death Shadow again.
I want to take a look at Kolaghan's Command real quick. Let's take a look at old K Command. Because I'm pretty sure...
Oh, he can just deal the damage to himself
if he wants to. Or this is way better.
It's a fine spell as well.
Liliana Veil's just way better. And he gets to draw a card. My goodness.
I think he's out ahead a little bit in this game. Cedric, pick your pony.
I got to pick a winner right now? Right now? I'm going to take the guy with the 2 Matter Shapers in hand. Thanks. Those things are real good at blocking. Musser is down to 4. Wow. This got hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all done here. Yeah, that's a heck of a draw step. Let's go with that. That was a good draw. It's funny, when you're playing Magic as Jessup and Musser all tied up, and this is one of the things I love about Magic, there are times where you're just like, I just need a land more than anything in the entire world. And there's other times where it's like, if I draw another land, I swear I'm done playing this game.
It's so true.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite parts of Magic. Just, come on, 3rd land. If I draw an 8th land, I'm done. I'm dropping from the tournament. And right there, that land was unbelievable. It turned Death Shadows into 4/4s, let him cast Liliana. A land ended the game immediately, and that's why they're going to head to a 3rd and final game. Sideboards here. Was that Todd Stevens?
That was Todd.
Coming in, supporting the Eldrazi-tron?
Just flying by in the background.
Yeah, he just knows when everyone's playing Eldrazi-tron. Go get him. Go get him, Dan.
The Tron fairy godmother.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell you are trying to Tron someone, so I'm here for you. We'll take a look at the sideboards here very quickly. Got them in front of us here, the deck list. Jessup does have 2 Ceremonious Rejection, a Stubborn Denial, 2 Nihil Spellbombs, an Engineered Explosives, 2 Collective Brutality, 2 Teamer Battle Rage, 2 Flying Tendrils, 2 Liliana the Veil, we just saw one of those, and a Liliana Last Hope. I imagine Liliana the Veil and then the Ceremonious Rejections are probably in here.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think he needs much past that. Maybe the Stubborn Denial.
The Stubborn Denial might have come in as well.
Pretty good. And then over on Musser's side, 3 Ratchet Bombs, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Basilisk Collar, 2 Relics, 2 Hangerback Walkers, 2 Warping Whales, a Pit Needle, and then the Worm Coil Engine. I imagine the Worm Coil Engine's in.
For sure.
Maybe some number of Ratchet Bombs.
I would think the Relic Progenitus, the Hangerback Walkers. Todd Stevens had a very specific way he liked to sideboard in these matchups.
Yes, he did.
When we saw him win the event. So I would think that Dan Musser has either watched that or talked to him about that. I know, you know, Todd likes to talk about these things when he streams. Mm-hmm. He'll answer a lot of questions from people. So if Musser's been tutored up by Stevens here, he is going to show up with that Todd Stevens sideboard plan.
Musser going to be on the play, Jessup on the draw. We'll learn a little bit more about each of these players. We'll start with Andrew Jessup very quickly here as they do shuffle sideboard. Get ready for their 3rd game. 21-year-old from the New York area. 8 open top 8s, 1 win. We got to watch it earlier this year. Nice little family feud with his bro, Danny J. Played baseball as a competitive outlet until injury turned him over to Magic. It's a good thing it did because he's playing some really good Magic right now in his career. He's got a long way to go at only 21 years of age. And he's a hip-hop fanatic and a fairly decent drummer as well. Is a 21-year-old member of team MetaGameGurus.com. Andrew Jessup.
What hometown is this?
Yeah, it's Ronkonkoma.
Ronkonkoma.
Yeah, you from? Do you know that place?
Ronkonkoma?
Yeah, is that an area near you?
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous name for a place. Name your city something sayable, and I'll pronounce it. Ronkonkoma?
I think a lot of the New York, New Jersey area cities and towns and stuff have Native American names.
They do in Washington as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's a city called Issaquah, Sammamish, Snohomish. There's a lot of names, Native American names.
Yeah, I mean famous GP hosting city, Secaucus.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
I've been there. It's lovely. It's lovely. They have a good convention center, and they have a Chipotle by the convention center.
Yeah, that is.
What else do you need?
There are several places in walking distance.
Yeah. Some good eats and some good beats. It's my kind of weekend. Okay. We got a Tron piece here for Dan Musser. Both players did keep 7. And now here's an Inquisition of Kozilek. We'll see what Musser is working with. Urza's Tower of Power. Can't take that, and it's a mine. So he's already got Tron online. And I see a Matter Shaper. It looks like 2 Hangerback Walkers and a Ratchet Kaboom.
Yeah, I would take one of the lands.
If only. If only.
Yeah, this is a weird hand. The Hangerback Walkers are very redundant here. We might just see him take the Ratchet Bomb depending on what Jessup's hand looks like.
Yeah, Ratchet Bomb is such an interesting card in this matchup because there are times where it's going to be one of the best things you can draw and have to take care of Death Shadows, and other times they'll have a Tasker or a Grimback Angler, and you have an unplayable card.
Well, yeah, and in some other matchups we see this card be almost a sweeper. Mm-hmm. You get 2 or 3 2-drops. Against the Death Shadow deck, you're basically only ever getting one guy at a time, and they only have 4 of these 1-drops in their deck. But it's so gosh darn good that you have to bring in a card like that.
It really is. Well, the bomb is going to go away. So clearly Jessup's got some plans here with Death Shadow, as Musser will draw a card. Picked up a copy of Wastes. Play a Tron piece. And are we going to go to Hangerback Walker here in just a moment, I imagine?
I think I'd wait a turn.
You want to wait it out? I kind of want to get something on the battlefield, personally, if I can.
It's just so much bigger if you wait 1 turn.
But he's got another one.
I do know he has another one.
He's got another one.
And there's the argument to be made. Next turn, he can deploy the 1 for 6 and use the leftover mana from the Tron lands to pump up, not 6, for 3.
For 3, and then pump up the other one.
For 6 mana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Steam Vents here from Andrew. Going to bring him down to 14. But what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
What you're saying makes sense. I would just be, I don't know, when I play against Death Shadow, I just want to get my stuff on the battlefield. and then let things sort themselves out. Like, you're making a very sound argument for just playing land passing, and then you can play Hangerback Walker for 3, and then Hangerback Walker probably for 4 or more the following turn, depending on what you draw. So I don't have a problem with it. Serum Vision's here from Andrew. He's going to do a little scrying. 2 cards to the bottom. That's done resolving. And just going to pass. To Musser we go. Musser, an Ohio native from the Cuyahoga Falls area.
Cuyahoga Falls.
That's correct. Cuyahoga.
Look at you.
Cuyahoga. Well, I'm from Northeast Ohio, so I'm supposed to know.
Yeah.
It is a weird word to pronounce, but I grew up with it. A lot of success on the SCG Tour as he's the guy who lost to Jerry Thompson in the finals when Jerry went back-to-back in one weekend.
Oh, he's that guy.
He's that guy. He lost in the second finals.
This is quite the moniker you've given him.
Yeah, but he's also done a heavy amount of winning as well in his Magic career too.
For sure.
Yeah, Musser can play a spell or two.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of talent on the SCG Tour.
There is a lot of good players. Curious to see which ones are going to be the final 8 this weekend.
Yeah, I want to know how all of our picks are doing from the start of day 1.
I had Jerry.
Yep.
You had Brad?
Yep.
He's out of the tournament.
All right, good.
Okay.
Feeling good about my pick right now.
Good. I don't remember who Matthias and Ryan had. I feel bad. Ryan picked Brad Carpenter.
And Brendan DeCandio, I believe, was the other pick.
You're right. Matthias took Brendan DeCandio. Brendan's still doing well. And Jerry, coming in this round, I believe, was X and 3. So, got some horses still alive here. Maybe we should have picked Andrew J. or Dan Musser. He's going to play a Death Shadow here.
Or Frank Scarron.
I promise his life total is lower than 14. I promise it's lower than 14.
We're pretty sure.
Pretty sure it's less than 14, no.
Maybe he just needed a creature in the graveyard to build towards Delirium.
Yeah. Yeah, he's at 11. We're going to head back over to Dan Musser. So we know he's got another Hangback Walker in hand. He lost his Ratchet Bomb earlier to a discard spell. He's got a Matter Shaper. These Death Shadows right now, they're just boring old 2/2s. They could grow larger at any moment if he does have a Street Wraith. But now it's on Jessup to kind of slog through Hangerback Walkers, plural, most likely.
Sure. Well, we had gone through the sideboards, and one of the cards that you listed was Teamer Battle Rage.
Yes.
We don't know if it came in this matchup, but given his recent experiences against, Eldrazi Tron, Jessup's probably aware of these armies of swarming 1/1 flyers coming into play. Maybe he has a Teamer Battle Rage, and you could just roll over one of them, little speed bump.
Yeah, people have actually gone back to Teamer Battle Rage a little bit, as you did mention. We've got 2 in the sideboard here for Andrew Jessup, and we're going to have a Dismember. That's going to take care of 1 Death Shadow by Musser. Musser is going to follow up here with it looks like a big Hangerback Walker. And now he'll pump the other one. And now he'll just pass the turn back. So now we're going to go back to Andrew Jessup. And again, he's got to try to slog through 2 Hangerback Walkers that have 3 counters. So might have to try to slog through 6 or more Thopters.
Well, those are just going to keep growing, too.
Yep. And then also Matter Shaper. So this might be part of the Todd Stevens game plan.
Yep.
This matchup. Though, I must say, Todd Stevens kind of a traitor this weekend.
He tricked us, that's for sure.
Traitor! Playing Mono Green Tron.
Still on Tron.
Yeah.
Still a little bit faithful.
But he hung up the Eldrazi Tron for the weekend. You can already see that the Roanoke folks are getting to him. Been here 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Tom Ross got his claws right in there. Said, put that Eldrazi Tron deck down. Let's play this sweet Mono Green Tron deck.
Let's go even bigger.
Yeah, that's right.
10 drops.
Got a Serum Visions here for Jessup. Do a little scrying, put some cards to the bottom.
What are you doing? You're casting things for 7 mana?
Nah.
Not enough.
Nah. If you're going to assemble Tron.
Yeah.
Do some real stuff. Tom assembling Tron is 2 towers of mine in a power plant. All right, now it's online. Now we're doing our thing. Land's going to enter the battlefield tapped, it looks like. Oh, excuse me. Gurmag Angler's here. Take it all back. But again, this is one of those spots where Hangerback Walker just kind of shines.
Yeah.
It gives you all the time in the world that you're looking for until Musser can find something. And I want to check to make sure he's got all his dust. Yeah, he's got 2 in his deck list. Here's a Thought Knots here. There will be a trigger. Confirm Andrew Jessup's life total in a second. I think it should be lower than that. Bloodstained Mire Swamp for Andrew. That's all he's got left. He just lost his Liliana to the Veil to Thought Knots here. He's at 9 life.
And that Liliana was so good last game.
How's it this game?
A little worse.
How's it look?
A little bit downgraded.
How's it look this game? Polluted Delta the draw here for Jessup. Flooding out a little bit now. The member of Team Metagame Gurus is having some real difficulty working through the Eldrazi-tron right now. And all he'll do is pass the turn back. Counters on the Hangerback Walkers. Musser will untap.
This elevator only goes one direction.
That's right. We're going up.
We're going up.
Going up. Matter Reshaper. The thing here for Musser, as he kind of sighs before passing the turn back, is he's really not in a rush.
No.
He's got 16 life. He's got a great battlefield. If he wants to get a little more aggressive, he could. He could say, I'll attack with a Hangerback Walker, or I'll attack with a Matter Reshaper and maybe cash it in for another card, get deeper into my deck. But, you know, Jessup's got a lot of bad draws right now.
Well, and even if Dan doesn't draw anything good, his battlefield is still getting better each turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the pressure is really on Jessup here to find an answer to some of these cards. And there's no good answer to Hangerback Walkers.
Yeah, to what this battlefield has become. We're going to go back over to Musser. Didn't get a great look at what he drew. But you see his battlefield, Tron, Ghost Quarter. 2 Hangerback Walkers with 5 counters. 2 Matter Reshapers. And the way he moved those permanents up, I think he might be considering an attack here. Not entirely sure, again, what the draw step was. May have been a Reality Smasher, which would change some things. But it's not like Andrew Jessup has very good blocks. The Death Shadow is just a 4/4. Grimag Angler is obviously a 5/5, so that's fine. The Snapcaster Mage is certainly on chump blocking duty.
Yeah.
So I could see an attack here, Craig.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Even if a Hangerback Walker dies here, he's happy with a whole bunch of flying Thopters.
Looks like Hangerback Walker's going to go after Liliana. And Jessup is going to let that go.
I think they're both okay with that situation.
Yeah. Jessup will play a Polluted Delta, which means that the Death Shadow can get a little bit larger. Hangerback Walker is going to turn into a 6/6. So 1 on 6 counters, 1 on 5.
And that is a lot of mana out of the Death Shadow deck.
Yeah. 6 lands?
Yep.
That's a lot. Relic Progenitor, it's going to cash it in.
Cha-ching.
Musser going to get a little bit deeper into his deck. What do we have now?
Cha-ching.
Okay, yes. So much card draw.
I mean, that's what the Tron decks are known for, right?
Oh, yeah, cashing in Mind Stones and Relics?
Just card draw in general.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of their thing. Musser going to take a look here at Jessup's graveyard very quickly. And now what? Chalice on 1. All
I
right.
like it.
Yeah. Ceremonious Rejection will take care of that. That looks to be Jessup's last card in hand.
Yeah, you might as well. You can't use the Ceremonious Rejection on anything else if the Chalice is on the board, so.
I think it might be time for an attack here. Musser has got his hands on the 6/6 Hangerback Walker. Thinking about sending that one in. And for Jessup, there's no real clean way to take care of this outside of his one Engineer Explosives, if it's in his deck. If that Hangerback Walker were to die and shoot out 6 tokens, he would still be totally fine.
Yeah, for sure. And he's got the other Hangerback Walker in reserve. There are some random cards in here which are very doubtful to have come in for this matchup, but like the Flaying Tendrils could potentially clean up a bunch of tokens. But I can't imagine it's in the deck because it's so bad against the bigger Eldrazi.
Jessup's going to try to figure out if there's a block that is beneficial. I'm not convinced that there is, but
there's no good route here.
Yeah, he can try to find it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take the damage and go lower because then he's going to have to kill it next turn. And all of the other creatures turn into lethal threats as well. He really doesn't want to give his opponent all these 1/1 flyers. He doesn't want to just chump block it and throw one of his creatures in the graveyard. And he's decided just to take the damage this turn.
Let's see what we have here. Serum Visions. It's going to have to be a real good one. He'll draw a card, scry 2. Well, 1 land and a Tasigur. It's funny, Tasigar's card advantage would have been nice a little bit earlier.
Yeah, little late now.
Yeah. Both these cards are going to go to the bottom. The follow-up is a Thought Scour. 1 is a Thought Scour. 2 is a Tasigur. 3, we'll find out momentarily. He sets some mana aside.
He's wondering if he wants to get frisky with his average-sized Death Shadow.
Might be time for the old attack step. Hangerback Walker is going to get a counter on it. So now they're both 6/6s. Musser will untap, and when you're staring down an opponent at 3 life, you might just, well, Thought Not Serious is going to say, I want to make sure you have nothing.
Yeah, is the coast clear?
Yeah. That card, I don't know, it's a discard spell, and he's clear to attack with everything, and that's going to do it. Dan Musser going to win this match here over Andrew Jessup. 2-1. Eldrazi Tron still a thorn in Jessup's side.
Yeah, clearly just a heavy favorite in this matchup.